Are you going through a difficult time and wondering how to be happy? Here are some suggestions on how to live life with joy, enthusiasm, hope, and passion. All of us will fail at some point in our lives, hit roadblocks head-on, or face unforeseen difficulties. Even while life and its activities go on, these setbacks can leave us feeling worried, unhappy, or outright oppressed. Our problems cannot be wished away or forgotten, but we can choose to be upbeat and hold on to the hope that better times are approaching. Don't hide or remain motionless. Get angry for a moment, but don't let it last. And don't stand motionless and let difficulties overcome you. Instead, we must move forward and take action to neutralize any threats made against us. We must do this with a positive attitude. Nick Vujicic, a motivational speaker, sums it up perfectly. Life may not be going well for you now, but as long as you are here, as long as you press forward, anything is possible. Hold on to hope. Acceptance is the initial action. We must first accept that since the world is imperfect, issues will inevitably arise. Although that idea might seem frightening, it is true. Realizing that there will be bumps in the road we travel, and that we can't always plan for when they will occur, is the first step in living and being happy even in the face of challenges. We won't feel totally caught off guard if we maintain this attitude in the face of obstacles. Keeping this viewpoint enables us to remain upbeat and joyful despite adversity, since we are aware that the circumstance is just temporary. Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today, Fitch and hat hand. Even while we acknowledge that troubles are a fact of life and will eventually arise, we must never let them consume all of our time and attention. Too much attention paid to our difficulties can sap our spirit, break our hearts, drain our vitality, and rob us of our happiness. We are largely responsible for our happiness. Here are some suggestions to keep in mind when we encounter a challenging situation and require assistance in order to maintain our enthusiasm, hope, and passion for life. How to remain joyful despite difficulties. 1. We must deliberately choose activities and events to occasionally distract ourselves from these problems. We must have the self-discipline to accept the current circumstances without getting caught up in them if we want to remain joyful despite difficulties. We cannot deny it is happening or choose to ignore it, but it shouldn't be a constant notion in our heads all the time. We need to be able to determine what is under our control and take action to fix it. Everything outside of our control needs to be deliberately placed aside, because worrying and reflecting on it nonstop will not make it go away. Obsessing and overanalyzing the matter will not make it go away. Therefore, we must make an effort and decide that we want to be happy. Normally, ruminating on something repeatedly makes us more doubtful and unhappy. I think and think and think. I've thought myself out of happiness 1,000,000 times, but never once into it. Jonathan Safran Foer. Each of us must choose to embrace happiness. Making happiness a necessity rather than a good to have will require us to demand it. We can't just declare our desire for happiness. We must act on our words and pursue our passions if we want to be happy. That will fill our hearts with joy and put a smile on our faces. 2. Avoiding the blame game is essential to happiness. We should make an attempt to keep our anger at those who contributed to the challenges we are facing to a minimum. It's acceptable to let off steam, but do it as swiftly as you can. You won't be able to think clearly to solve the issue and move forward if you let blame and resentment develop. You will experience sadness rather than joy as a result of the blame game and the associated rage. Holding on to anger, resentment, and hurt only gives you tense muscles, a headache, and a sore jaw from clenching your teeth. Forgiveness gives you back the laughter and the lightness in your life. Joan London. Focusing on other people might lead to overreaction, making the impediment appear more significant than it actually is, and delaying our attempt to remove it from our path. We need to have a positive outlook, a joyful heart, and an optimistic mentality if we want to maintain our hope. We have two choices. We can relinquish our power, or we may cling to it and let it direct our steps while we search for a solution to our issue. We have the ability. We lose authority to others when we succumb to blame and rage. We regain control when we soar above. Keep your power, smile, and have fun with life. 3. If we want to be happy, we must exercise patience. Most of the time, better times are just ahead as problems come and go. Be happy, and a reason will come along. Anonymous. When the storm passes and our way is clear, we must wait patiently through it so that we have not used up all of our strength and emotions. We have everything we need to continue. We need to practice serenity, retain our composure to maintain patience. We can better evaluate our environment and the state of events when we maintain our composure. To resolve the current issues, we can choose the best course of action. We have to acknowledge the situation's reality. Keep your head so you can determine what you need and how to get it. Focus and commitment are lost when we become impatient, take things personally, or don't consider things through carefully. We can keep our spirits up, which will boost our confidence and give us the will to persevere by maintaining our calm. 4. It is up to us to be happy. Nobody else can say or do what we need to do in order to be happy for ourselves. As we get more life experience, we also come to understand that there are good and bad things, sad and joyous times, and blessings and tribulations in life. There will be situations where everything that could possibly go wrong will, and there will be instances when we appear to be faultless. Everything goes exactly as we had anticipated. So, no matter the circumstance, we must be ready to grin, laugh, move forward, and maintain our positive attitude. We must maintain our faith, even when there are gray skies overhead. Continue working because we are confident that the sun will eventually shine through the clouds. When things are going well, we should rejoice in our victories. When we are going through a trying time, we need to go back on our successes in the past, celebrate those achievements, and recall the times we overcame difficult situations. We have power over our happiness, even during difficult circumstances. You can find happiness by learning to be patient, accepting responsibility, and realizing that blaming others won't make things better. Instead, we must be deliberate and in control of our happiness. We must accept finite disappointment, but we never lose infinite hope.